Howdy folks, today we're going to be taking a look at what is essentially a mono-white splashing Esper deck. This is pretty similar to most of the older versions of mono-white that we've become kind of used to, with the Soul Splash of Raffine and Obscura Interceptor. The deck's primary game plan of just being linear, aggressive, and disruptive with Thalia, Spellbinder, post-board Reidanes all kind of still exist the exact same way. We have basically two major changes with Raffine and Obscura Interceptor, one being that Obscura Interceptor is a disruptive card that allows us to, in a main boardable fashion, counter big, expensive, mid-rangey plays and sweepers. And Raffine lets us go really, really tall on one creature, which is especially nice if those creatures have flying like Shaile, or lifelink like Intrepid Adversary, or flying like Elite Spellbinder. And notably right now, a lot of removal in the metagame is damage-based. A lot of voltage surges running around. So this deck can do a pretty decent job of getting something over the 4 loyalty point, 4 toughness point. But generally that's Adeline or Raffine. So we'll see. Mono white had legs against mono green off the back of Thalia. I'm curious to see whether or not splashing for a card that is as powerfully aggressive and as good at clocking as Raffine winds up being worth making the mana kind of sketchier. Alright, mono white, take the play. Keep the hand. Play 1-drops. Am I supposed to lead on Hopeful Initiate or Chaplain of Alms? I suppose I'm going to play Shaile on turn 2, which means I should lead on Hopeful Initiate because it'll attack on turn 3 as a 2-power creature, which Chaplain of Alms can't do. Ooh, okay, so we have an entire card that's a Halo Scarab. No, not Portable Hole. That kills my 1-drop. Oh, Shaile isn't a 2-power creature. I'm thinking of Jada. Right, okay. Shaile's weaker than I was expecting. Let's go untap Blue Source Draw. Alright. Raffine is not where we wanted to be necessarily. Oh. Opponent's bullying me by making land drops. There we go. So I could also play Adeline, which is probably better than playing the Raffine first. Check out this synergy. It's cool. Put a counter on this 2/2. Yeah! Doing it! Restoration of Eiganjo. Alright, opponent. That's not going to be fast enough at all. No, my Shaile! Boo. Boo. I had such plans for that flyer with Menace. Well, no, not Menace. Vigilance. Oh, look at that. Isn't it beautiful? Alright, let's get rid of Emeria's Call, Raffine, and also the duplicate Adeline, probably? Actually, probably the Chaplain of Alms. I think I kind of want to cast it from the graveyard next turn. The fact that Adeline's token comes in and actually counts for Raffine, because it's an attacking creature, is so nifty. Well, they didn't get to cast a Portable Hole to kill our 5/5 token. That's cool. Look at that welcoming vampire, it's so adorably tiny. They should put it on the Luminarch Aspirant so that it threatens to eat the Adeline and forces me to put counters on the Adeline. Yeah. Mostly I think I just kill them here though, right? Okay, so let's flash back our Shieldgeist. Oh no, this isn't gonna work. Because I can't actually target the token Adeline's about to make with the Raffine. No, I guess it was never gonna work. Because the Raffine was never gonna be able to... They could always just block. Right? Oh wait, no, I guess if we draw 4 things that we can discard, then this still works, right? Yeah, this is still lethal. Okay. I overcomplicated this. Okay, so... First game in, are we slightly more willing to believe my Tales of Raffine being a very, very good card that was potentially worth the splash? Maybe a little? It is a 3-drop that put, like, 9 power onto stuff. No, I guess 8. 8 power onto stuff. Alright, so we're playing against white, black, portable hole welcoming vampire stuff. That does make Thalia look slightly more interesting than I was expecting against a mono white list. So let's say cut Spellbinder, maybe cut adversaries. I don't actually want to bring in Brutal Cathar if I'm not bringing in Wandering Emperor, though. I should probably be playing Guardian of Faith. I think the opponent's going to have board wipes. Let's keep the Intrepid Adversary. Although, putting counters on stuff when the opponent has Portable Hole is a little dicier. Well, I mean, that's what the Guardian of Faith is for, right? Okay, sure. We don't believe in the Interceptor. I feel like once your mana's already warped to make Raffine playable, Interceptor's mostly just a pretty good 4-drop. We probably mulligan looking for more lands than this. This is more lands than that. Okay. What am I doing here? Am I getting rid of Shaile? That would make me sad. I think I'm getting rid of Shaile, though. Oh, actually, am I getting rid of Chaplain of Alms because I can't play it on turn 1? Unless I give up playing a 2-drop? Yeah, maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm probably not supposed to keep 3 2-drops, but... I mean, Shaile has a backside that's actually useful. We might be about that Embrose life. Luminarch Aspirant, oh no! Ooh. Okay. Adeline makes me kind of more interested in playing Shaile. Curving Shaile into Adeline is real good. I mean, if they hold back Luminarch Aspirant to block, or have something with 3 toughness or more, then, well, a little less great. No! My opponent plays removal spells in their deck. How disappointing for me. I'm not feeling particularly well positioned to lose this on the draw with my opponent having a bunch of removal and a Luminarch Aspirant that I can't handle. Unfortunately. Well, okay. Do you just keep having removal, opponent? I mean, Luminarch Aspirant will be hard for me to handle. I will probably have to get to the point where I'm chump blocking it. Maybe I top... No, I didn't board in Wandering Emperor. Never mind. I wonder if Thalia taxing removal when I was on the draw wasn't actually worth keeping in Thalia. I am willing to believe that that is actually true. That I should have boarded out Thalia and gone for the Brutal Cathar flash plan. Alright, wedding announcement's a little annoying. Adeline makes good chump blockers eventually, but they do come into play tapped and are pretty bad once Wedding Announcement flips and the opponent just has 2/2s to eat them as they come into play. I'm assuming here I'm chump blocking the Luminarch Aspirant with Thalia. Fortunately, the Luminarch Aspirant's just going to be bigger than Adeline for the rest of the game. I can play this land drop and animate the Cave of the Frost Dragon next turn, which might be relevant for blocks on the Luminarch Aspirant. Opponent representing Hive at some point. It's not a great attack for them since Adeline gets to kill it with another creature. Wow, okay. No attack? Yeah, I mean, maybe that's fine. That runs a little afoul of me just playing Cave of the Frost Dragon, though, right? Well, Raffine works if they don't have a removal spell. I could choose to throw away a 1/1 in order to scry 2 here. Not scry 2, but actually loot 2. I could also offer to trade my Adeline with the Luminarch Aspirant. I feel like I'm actually kind of on board with that. Oh, better than that, actually. Because the Raffine can pump it. Opponent might have removal here, which would be sad. So I'm definitely attacking with the Adeline, and I'm probably targeting the Adeline with the Raffine. The question is, how many cards deep do I want to try to draw? Currently, I'm opting for just 2. I suspect 2 is probably the most I can do. I think I need this 1/1 as a chump blocker, especially with the Hives threatening me needing menace blocks later. I don't think I'm supposed to put 2 counters on Adeline. If my opponent has removal spells, that's really bad. Well, Wandering Emperor was specifically one card that super rewarded me for putting 1 more counter on Adeline. Shoot. Didn't think about that properly.
Strike fast and strike hard.
Alright. Jeez, that's a lot of Hives. Wedding Invitation? Okay, well, I'm dead, I guess. Wedding Invitation doesn't feel like a real card, but I guess it is something that they could have been holding this entire time that killed me. Why not? Okay, so Intrepid Adversary out, Thalia's out, Brutal Cathar's in, Wandering Emperor's in. Looks like the opponent is not actually on a board wipe plan, so I think I'm actually okay cutting the Guardian of Faiths to some extent. I mean, I guess that actually does still synergize with the Brutal Cathars, though, doesn't it? The problem is that this is actually not enough 2-drops, in my opinion. I can probably cut the Ushers for some Intrepid Adversaries. That's probably fine, I think. Wish Brutal Cathar was a 2-drop. Alright, we will be mulliganing this in search of hands with lands. We will be keeping this due to it having lands. I believe I'm getting rid of a Luminarch Aspirant here because I can't actually play a 2-drop on turn 2 anyway. So I'm going to play a turn 2 Hopeful Initiate, turn 3 Raffine. Swing with Hopeful Initiate. If my opponent's entire removal package is Vanishing Verse, I wonder how capable they are of killing Raffine at all. I guess Wandering Emperor does it? Whee! Ooh, Brutal Cathar. I could get rid of the land. I probably don't want to. Cave is not a bad land to have here at all. Is training an intervening if? No, it's not, but it's whenever this attacks with another creature with higher power. Okay. Okay. So we can just swing here with Wandering Emperor. I could choose not to swing with the Raffine. If the opponent wants to kill this Raffine with a Wandering Emperor at sorcery speed, my Wandering Emperor will be pretty stellar. So I think I'm fine with that. I think now that I drew that untapped land, I'm looting away the Cave of the Frost Dragon. Do you really have a non-Vanishing Verse 2-mana removal? No. You have Vanishing Verse. Discard 1 card. Definitely going to be Cave of the Frost Dragon. Okay, so they are free to play Wandering Emperor to remove the Raffine. That makes me sad because Raffine is good, but we do then just play our Wandering Emperor and totally win the exchange.
I hope you're ready to lose.
Okay, opponent. If you're going to hold on to your Wandering Emperor so that your Wandering Emperor doesn't die to my... Oh, never mind. I could also just draw Obscura Interceptor, which is, like, so good that I don't even care anymore. I was going to choose not to attack with the Raffine to play around the Wandering Emperor, but now I don't have to bother doing that. Let's go on the Samurai. Eiganjo. That's adorable. Alright. Fair play, opponent. I can't Obscura Interceptor that. What are we getting rid of here? Probably the cave? Probably still the cave.
We must protect the people.
Oh no, a board wipe. Do I want to lose Brutal Cathar here? No, probably not. Anyway, board wipe, bye-bye. How about we top deck that 3-drop that phases out all of our creatures to, like, truly embarrass the... You know what, that works too. Okay. As much as I would love to pump the lifelinker, I want to maximize how much damage they have to pay for Meathook Massacre, because that makes my Obscura Interceptor that I top decked better. Alright, if Game 1 convinced us of Raffine, has Game 3 improved our opinion of Obscura Interceptor? Maybe a little? Because so far our game plan was make it to 4 mana, loot away 3 lands. If... It feels pretty good. Like, not even remotely close. Alright, we are on the play. We will keep this hand because it includes the ability to play cards and has mana. Alright, Shaile. It's awkward that I want to play this Brightclimb Pathway on black, but I do want double white next turn to play Thalia and Chaplain of Alms. To benefit from Shaile. I mean, or I could just, you know, literally always have it. That works too. Oh gosh. I've had a lot of debates over whether Courier's Briefcase is better or worse than Prosperous Innkeeper. This is the first time I have realized that Courier's Briefcase gets taxed by Thalia, which probably just ends that debate completely. Look at all this power with first strike. I could choose to play and kick Intrepid Adversary this turn. I gotta imagine that I'm probably supposed to play Spellbinder instead, though. Oh, look at that. There's a Meathook Massacre. Cute. Do I care, though? They can Meathook Massacre for 1, which currently only kills my Thalia? No, only kills my Shaile? I think I'm just supposed to take the Voltage Surge that they should have cast in response. Oh, wait, no. Okay, so they can sack the Briefcase, kill the Thalia, then Meathook for 2? Yeah, okay, that was bad. So I should have taken the Mythic. Do I want to play this Raffine's Tower to make my land drop, or do I want to cycle it? I probably want to make the land drop. We'll see. I have Cave, so I'm incentivized to make the land drop a little bit. I don't know why they didn't play Voltage Surge. Wait, can they still play that for 2? Wait. Didn't it cost... I just totally did the math wrong then. Okay. I thought that cost 1 more than that. Mistake. They had the treasure. I thought I was accounting for the treasure. I don't know why I thought that it cost them 6 mana to play the Meat Hook. But, oh well. I feel like this game probably would have gone better if I had done this correctly, but who's to say? So, opponent can spend 5 mana, no, 4 mana? 4 mana to kill the Adeline. Probably correct of them to do so. Oh, yeah, actually 5, because they have to sack the treasure. Pretty cute. Yeah, 1 more damage there with post. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. By not actually putting the creature into play. Hadn't thought of that before, but very true. Alright. Fire up the old Cave of the Frost Dragon again. Am I supposed to trade Intrepid Adversary with Moonveil Regent? I guess currently we're trading Cave of the Frost Dragon with Moonveil Regent? I don't know. I don't think I can win from here. Wait, is Moonveil permanents or just creatures? It's just creatures, right? Or it's just permanents, right? Yeah, okay. So they do kill Cave. Not good at all. I don't know if having actually played this correctly with the Spellbinder would have saved this. Thalia? I can't actually swing into double Moonveil Regent. Yeah, first strike, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, maybe I wasn't supposed to do that. Forgot Prosperous Innkeeper pumped its power. But my opponent not having any spells in hand is a good sign. My opponent having more Moonveil Regents is less of a good sign. Yeah, I don't believe I actually get to recover from this. Okay. Is Raffine anything? Probably not. No. Okay. That's true. They get the post-combat sack anyway. Let's see. So what am I supposed to want here? The Thalia? Not the Ushers. Reidane's probably not worth it. So I'm guessing it's probably Guardian of Faith at that point. Over Wandering Emperor? Yeah, definitely if we're playing for Thalia, right? Brutal Cathar, probably not terribly meaningful. Alright, let's try to play this a little cleaner this time. That 1-mana instant speed spell killing Adeline and Raffine is troublesome. Whew. Okay. This is probably not actually a keep, but I want to keep it for educational purposes. Okay. Now it's much closer to a keep. Archon does make some of their lands come into play tapped. This is true. This is true. Am I better off playing Adeline into Raffine into open removal spell? Probably. This is cool. Turn 2 Shaile into turn 3 Adeline means our opponent can't play the Voltage Surge on Adeline if they had something to sack. Not that they have something to sack here. Fable. Yeah, Fable's good. Fable's good. Tower for sure. Probably Hopeful Initiate. Play Cave. This is the sort of board state where we're beginning to build something that's kind of difficult for them to remove with their damage-based removal. Cool. Dig Chariot. So they have 6 power in blockers, meaning if I get Adeline up to 7 toughness, they can't kill it, meaning I discard 2 cards. Or, yeah, alright, since we drew Guardian of Faith, well, I'm pretty tempted to just play land, Luminarch Aspirant, Guardian of Faith. Not swing with the Adeline. And just start growing Raffine as out of control as possible. Feels like something with this much toughness is going to be very difficult for them to handle. Especially through a Guardian of Faith and an Obscura Interceptor after that. Wait, did that Eiganjo... That Eiganjo cost 1 mana to channel, which is kind of adorable. Alright, so Adeline's a 4/5, which blocks Asika's Chariot pretty well. So they have the Voltage Surge on Adeline here. Or they're just willing to sack this. This is one of those positions, I think they actually should board out of Nixilis against Mono White, right? Like, it isn't actually doing anything meaningful here. Because they're the control deck, and Nixilis is an aggro card.
I don't need
So if I block the Goblin Shaman, they're forced to sack the Treasure to kill the Adeline. If I block the Chariot, they can just Voltage Surge normally. So blocking the Goblin is better against Voltage Surge because they Voltage Surge before damage, so I'm not actually going to get a kill whatever I block anyway. I think I take the higher upside line if they don't have the Voltage Surge. They do not. Decline.
Plead for mercy.
Opponent makes more Devil. Do I play Guardian of Faith here just so that I get to put 1 more counter on the Raffine while attacking? I don't think I need to, and I don't need to open myself up to my stuff getting removed. because I can actually just discard this Guardian of Faith to give the Raffine a counter anyway. I think I'm just pressuring my opponent's life total. I guess Odd Nixilis does gain a lot of life, huh? It's like moderately annoying. Let's see. Discard 4 cards. Ooh. Did actually sort of whiff. And then we drew enough lands that I'm only putting... Am I supposed to, in some world, discard Obscura Interceptor to put one more counter on Raffine? Make it an 8-power creature that gets bigger the next time it attacks. Currently it's 7. No. It's probably fine. It's probably fine. I don't know. I have Cave of the Frost Dragon, which maybe means that I'm incentivized to just make it bigger. If they only gain 4 life, I guess they could have a removal spell for Cave of the Frost Dragon, is something that I should potentially play around. Oh, I should also be concerned about them having Ray of Enfeeblement. Not that it kills any of my creatures, but it's good. Well, okay. Should I play Thalia here? Taxes are interesting, but discarding cards to make land drops, or, well, to put power on Raffine is also interesting. Oh, cute. Voltage Surge, sacking... Ooh! Infernal Grasp targeting Raffine. That's actually a huge problem. I was hoping they hadn't been able to board into that. And unfortunately they have 6 mana, so they still get to kill Raffine. They would have done this in response to Thalia, though, if I had played land Thalia. That's probably the ball game. I don't think I can recover from that. By and large, this feels like Kikijiki is a very hard card for me to answer without specifically a Raffine in play. Do I have better ways to protect Raffine? Yeah, Adeline's powerful with Raffine, but not without. Huh. So, perhaps the mistake was overvaluing Obscura Interceptor when board wipes weren't good enough for my opponent to get out of that situation, and instead I should have held on to Guardian of Faith, because even though it loses an attack step when it phases something out, it actually is a counter to the removal spells that actually kill Raffine at that point. I suspect that was probably the mistake that lost me that game. Okay, well, that doesn't look like a keepable hand, does it? Okay. I mean, this has functional mana, which is nice. Alright, Usher the Fallen. Great Hall of Starnheim. So opponents on the Angels list. Usher the Fallen is presumably going to do more damage, but Chaplain of Alms has First Strike, which is cool. I think I'm probably supposed to play Usher here. Youthful Valkyrie. Wow. I'm so incredibly rewarded for having played the Usher over the Chaplain. I am uncertain if I am capable of beating an Angel's deck. The opponent just plays a 2-4 here. I'm in danger. Opponent played a 2-4 here. I'm in a wicked huge amount of danger. Oh, shoot. I can't play my third land now. I kind of just punted this. I should have been holding up Eiganjo so that if they double blocked, I could kill it, but they believed I had the Vanishing Verse, so I am not punished for my horrible, terrible mistakes. Not being punished doesn't make something not a mistake. Cool, 2 Righteous Valkyries. I still can't really beat that. At all. Okay, I'll take it. I still can't do, like, anything at all. And my opponent is just missing land drops, and I still can't do anything at all. Yes, sweet. Victory! That might actually give me a chance to get into this. This is the dumbest game. I'm so incredibly glad I played Usher the Fallen over Chaplain of Alms on turn 1. This thing having 1 additional power has made literally all the difference in the entire world. Okay, well, this is pretty awful. I don't know attack with Thalia, because my opponent playing the Emeria says pretty strongly to me that they have the 4-drop Saga, so I need the Thalia alive to keep that tax up and force them to draw another land. Yeah, Vanishing Verse is pretty awful. Yeah, we're not accomplishing very much today. Okay, that's the ball game. There are a lot of decks on the ladder that are really hostile to mono white right now, huh? Okay. It's not even like I really have a sideboard plan for this. Alright, let's give this another go. See what we can do. Do we have a clip of the 43 billion damage swing? We do. In fact, I got one better for you. If Angels is pretty popular in the meta, might be worth having more Cathar zaps on the board. Maybe? I'm uncertain whether or not I probably gotta keep this even though it isn't, like, traditionally good. I'm not sure I believe Angels is, like, actually good, but it is, much like Dragons, the kind of deck that is likely to be very popular, regardless of power level. But I usually try not to build decks for the latter. Alright. If we hit our 3rd land, there's a pretty decent chance. We hit the 3rd land. That's a good start. I think I just want to develop the Adeline over anything else. Does Angels actually do well versus Ob Nixilis? I guess it probably does, depending on the types of removal they play. Yeah. Just big flyers. Yeah, okay, I believe that. Now, I would like to remove the Youthful Valkyrie so that I could actually swing with everything, but I suspect removing Jada is like a billion times more important. Do I let them block the Luminarch Aspirant to get 1 damage in? Probably not. I could put a counter on the Luminarch Aspirant and swing with everything. Sack the Usher the Fallen. Where does that net me in damage? Putting it on Usher does 8. Swinging with Luminarch Aspirant does 9. Putting it on the Luminarch Aspirant, swinging with everything. No, more than that, because Adeline gets pumped up to a 5. So block, take 3, 8, 9. Puts him to 3. Yeah, probably not worth it. Alright, well, this is a curve out. Now we get to play Raffine, pump up the Luminarch Aspirant, pump up with Brutal Cathar with the Luminarch Aspirant. So, 4 lethal threats, 2 blockers. Okay, now we just need to do that on the play, or on the draw. That's gonna be hard. It's not really gonna work out. But I got some hits in. That's the important part. I would play 4 Ray, but I'm not entirely convinced that our mana base can actually support it. I tend not to build tribal decks because there's usually not, like, a ton of individuality you get to put into building it. Alright, well, I have lost. We tried. But Jada is basically completely busted. No blocks. Also has vigilance, so my Shaile can't attack. Yeah, there's the Righteous Valkyrie. Here we are. Yeah, that's just actually the game over. If the opponent accidentally attacks with Jada... Nope, they didn't. Alright, so if we top deck Brutal Cathar, we maybe almost don't have a chance still? Yeah, I forgot Fierce's Retribution does more things. This is the weird thing about the Angel deck. It's like super reliant on Jada on turn 2 to be an on-pace deck, or reliant on Righteous Valkyrie. Whee! The fun part is my opponent gets to attack for 8 and still kill my entire board here. Oh, not the entire board. Okay, cool. All but 1 creature, because Righteous Valkyrie is too tiny. So I get to have my Spellbinder. That's neat. Let's see. If I can top deck 2 Brutal Cathars? I think this is actually glitched right now, isn't it? It should bounce this. Yeah, okay. It's glitched. I was losing that game anyway, but it's supposed to bounce something even if it dies before that ability resolves. I wonder if they're going to fix that in time for the actual tournament. I would hope so. We are not going to keep this one on account of not having lands. This one is keepable because lands. Do I really want to get rid of Luminarch Aspirant? Not being able to play a 2-drop because Raffine's Tower is pretty awkward. Maybe I'm not supposed to have Shaile, but it flies. That's so good with Raffine! But most decks right now have removal. I'm not a coward. Spectral Adversary does exist, but I don't know if you can play it very well in 3-color decks. Oh, thank you, deck. Specifically because it relies so much on having access to double blue and triple blue. And with our mana base being mostly pathway based, it's... Alright, please don't fight my Shaile. Rude. I had plans for that. Did we beat the Angels deck? No, absolutely not. We got completely stomped by a single 2-4. And also Jada. Jot also completely destroyed us. Well, unfortunately, we are going to be too slow as a result of being on the draw. If they hadn't killed my Shaile, maybe. Maybe we would have enough power here that we could survive. Do I want to block this pack leader with Raffine? No. Okay, just kill me, opponent. Oh, it didn't kill me. It's legitimately surprising. If my opponent didn't have any cards in hand, we might have a chance here. Yeah, they should fight Raffine. Yep. Troublesome. Well, how many more fight spells could they have anyway? I mean, we have a big first striker. That's like sort of cool. Okay, so if our opponent has no spells in hand that do anything, there's a chance. Although they do also just flip Ulvenwald Oddity pretty soon here, which probably also kills me anyway. I'm not sure we can do anything at all, which is concerning. Okay. Ranger class is only mostly capable of beating us on its own, but it isn't flipping Oddity. Okay. This works, right? I believe this works. First strike damage. So now the oddity is gone and they can't flip it. They can now play a 1-mana spell because of first strike damage. I guess it was... No, that was a 5 power. I had to kill the old growth troll first. There was no way I could. Gross. Okay. So we blow up the Ranger class because I can't beat it in the long run. Boop. Okay. Certainly much too much flooding. But the fact that that was even that close isn't a good sign, but it was cute. Alright, some Wandering Emperors, some Obscura Interceptors on the play is still fine. I don't really like Spellbinder. Thalia is fine. Chaplain of Alms probably actively bad. Brutal Cathar also pretty actively bad, but maybe better. Snow Deck? Snow Deck. Reidane? Okay. My 1-drops are probably just awful, which is concerning. Because the alternative is not appealing anyway. Okay. I'm willing to gamble on turn 2 Thalia into turn 3 Adeline on the play. I believe. Do I need a turn 2 Thalia? Yeah, because even though Luminarch Aspirant starts growing now, if I play it, Thalia is better on turn 3. Or it's better to have had Thalia in play if I play Adeline on turn 3, because that makes it a lot more expensive for them to play fight spells. Protects my creatures more actively, which is more valuable than Luminarch Aspirant doing growing shenanigans. Also Ranger class and Chariot. This is true. Okay, but our mana does allow us to play Raffine on 4 if that's what we decide we want to do, and it might be what we decide we want to do. I believe it is what I have decided that I want to do. Alright, counter on Aspirant, swing with both. We are racing! Discard 2 cards. Obscura Interceptor and Aspirant? Yes, I believe so. The next turn's play is Adeline, Luminarch Aspirant. Alright, alright. Well, what do we got, opponent? Fight spell on Raffine to slow me down? Chariot to make a bunch of blockers to slow me down? No, wait, they probably don't play Chariot anymore, huh? Punch and then fight spell on Raffine? That would be pretty brutal. Getting to use 5 mana to kill a Thalia and a Raffine would be gross. Okay, nope. Just everything else. Yowzas. I do not wish to trade with your Mammoth. I value my Raffine much more highly than that. Adeline, Luminarch Aspirant. Make Raffine very, 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 very large. Connive twice. Yowzas. Not good draws. I desire additional power. I have the Eye Tyrant's theoretically the best card here. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to take the untapped land in case I draw exactly the Anthem 2-drop. Do you happen to have the deck list for the Storm of the Festival deck you were tweaking earlier? I don't have that deck list, but I might still have it open. Oh, I don't have the one I ended up making the tweaks to, though. I can open it up after this game. Do you really want to swing with that Mammoth, opponent? I guess you still got 3 blockers, so what does it matter? Okay, definitely no blocks. Alright, so Raffine does 4. 5. So we have 5 draws that need to hit something that isn't a land. And if we can do that, we win. Success! Boop, 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 boop. Alright, we just get there, right? You can't block my flyer. It's too bad Raffine doesn't have Vigilance. I feel like that would make the card a lot more playable. Is there anything at all we can do here? Am I supposed to play Elite Spellbinder against mono green? Even though that seems really questionable. Probably not. Just play Elspeth. I can't stop saying Elspeth. I don't know why that is, like, taken hold of my tongue. There is no stopping it anymore. No, I don't think this is good enough. Is this good enough? Maybe. Am I supposed to abandon Raffine on the draw? And just, like, live the double Luminarch Aspirant life? Or play the Adeline life. That works. Blightblade. That's surprising? Huh. I guess they're afraid of me just getting like a 6/7 creature and not having an answer for it. Still, I love turn 1 nothing into turn 2 1-drop that isn't actively scary. So this Adeline is pretty weak if they end up playing a 4/4. Yep, I'm not going to block your 1/1. It's also a good puncher. Yeah, I mean, that's true. That is true. Alright, well, playing an Adeline. Opponent punches an Adeline, presumably. And I get to punch for 3, and like somehow I'm winning a race. Ooh, wow, that's so much worse than a punch. Wow, the opponent's hand is bad. Are they like on mono 4-drops then? Is that what's going on? Mono 4-drops and hit the 4th tap land. Wow. Oh gosh, opponent. No, I feel you. That's rough. Alright. Well, the Adeline doesn't really accomplish much into the 2/2 here, but developing it seems like the best use of my mana. Oh wow, they only have 2 snow permanents too. Wow, this has gone so incredibly poorly for them. They can't even play a creature in a fight spell without hitting another forest. Or I guess another Sculptor of Winter. There's a Mammoth. There's the forest. Okay. So they do get to fight Adeline here. No, you don't have the fight spell opponent? Oh, no. Wow. Alright. I would like my Adeline to be bigger. I would like to swing with everybody. And now I have Wandering Emperor uptick on any blocks they want to make. Even double blocks. I mean, I guess they can block the 1/1. I don't mind that. Okay. I'm willing to eat your Kazandu Mammoth? Yeah, okay. I will Wandering Emperor on my Aspirant. Actually, maybe I'm... No, it's... Aspirant currently trades. I might just want to kill the Winter. Is that actually better? Having their board completely empty? Nah. Big creature strunk.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
I do think that it was actually important to do that in response to the Snakeskin Veil, because they do have 2 mana available right now that they could do an instant speed fight spell with. So, there was a legitimate threat that if they pumped the Kazandu Mammoth before I pumped the Aspirant, that they could then respond to the Wandering Emperor uptick with another fight spell on the Aspirant, or well, a first fight spell on the Aspirant. Let's see. Do I have any incentive at all to play this Luminarch Aspirant? Opponent is currently representing 7 mana, which makes a layer of the Hydra that is 5 big. So not really. But, yeah. Why not?
Strike fast and strike hard.
Boop. Boop. I forgot Luminarch Aspirant was putting a counter on something, so it wasn't actually necessary for me to play the Luminarch Aspirant at all. I guess it puts an additional power on the Adeline doing damage. So, like, if my opponent makes a block here that blocks the Luminarch Aspirant but not Adeline, I can play Obscura Interceptor to win. 8. Okay. Whee! We did it! As long as they don't have 2 mana instant speed interaction. Obscura Interceptor, the world's best flash +1/+1. Nope, +1/+0. Huh. Alright, that did not feel like a favored matchup, but I guess we got there? My opponent's hand in game 4 being like the turbo bad kind of helped.